How's it going, everybody? So this Valentine's Day, we got a statement from Joe Biden and through the White House website on him calling for Congress to institute various forms of gun control. And this is in relation to the anniversary of the Parkland shooting. So let's talk about this. So I'll put links to all this down in the details section if you want to read it for yourself, but I'll just kind of run through this real quick. What it says is a statement by the president 3 years after the Parkland shooting. It states 3 years ago, a lone gunman took the lives of 14 students and 3 educators at the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. In seconds, the lives of dozens of families and the life of an American community were changed forever. For 3 years now, the Parkland families have spent birthdays and holidays without their loved ones. They've missed out on the experiences of sending their children off to college or seeing them on their first job after high school. Like far too many families, and indeed like our nation, they've been left to wonder whether things would ever be okay. These families are not alone. In big cities and small towns, in schools and shopping malls, in churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples, in movie theaters and concert halls, on city street corners that will never get a mention on the evening news. All across our nation, parents, spouses, children, siblings, and friends have known the pain of losing a loved one to gun violence. And in the season of loss, last year's historic increase in homicides across America, including the gun violence disproportionately devastating Black and brown individuals in our cities, has added to the number of empty seats at our kitchen tables. Today, as we mourn with the Parkland community, we mourn for all who have lost loved ones to gun violence. Over these 3 years, the Parkland families have taught all of us something profound. Time and again, they have showed us how we can turn our grief into purpose to march, organize, and build a strong, inclusive, and durable movement for change. The Parkland student and so many other young people across the country who have experienced gun violence are carrying forward the history of the American journey. It is a history written by young people in each generation who challenge prevailing dogma to demand a simple truth. We can do better, and we will. This administration will not wait for the next mass shooting to heed that call. We will take action to end our epidemic of gun violence and make our schools and communities safer. Today, I'm calling on Congress to enact common sense gun law reforms, including requiring background checks on all gun sales, banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, and eliminating immunity for gun manufacturers who knowingly put weapons of war on our streets. We owe it to all those we've lost and to all those left behind to grieve to make a change. The time to act is now. And so that is a statement from the White House, from Joe Biden himself on the anniversary of the Parkland shooting. He is now calling for Congress to enact some sort of legislation, some sort of gun control targeting things like universal background checks, assault weapons ban, large capacity bans, things like that. So now we actually do have an active call from the President of the United States calling Congress to enact some forms of gun control. On top of all of that, Joe Biden wants to remove the immunity that gun manufacturers have, and he wants to hold these manufacturers liable for criminal activities of other individuals. So although the manufacturers have nothing to do with individuals creating criminal activity, Joe Biden and his administration and potentially other individuals leaning left want to hold these manufacturers liable for other people's criminal activity, which is absolutely insane. So I just want to get this update out to you guys because, again, this is something that just hit today on the anniversary of Parkland here on Valentine's Day. I don't know why of all days. Also, they thought this was a good idea. Maybe they thought people would be distracted doing other things, but Joe Biden, his administration through the White House put out the statement calling for gun control. So now this might be just something completely political, doing something because it is the anniversary of the Parkland shooting. But again, this is the President of the United States calling for Congress to enact gun control in various forms. So if you guys like this video and like support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell because that helps the channel analytics, helps us spread the word about the Second Amendment, and also spread the word about things like this that are going on in the US. So as always, thanks you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and never forget this nation was built by armed scholars, and this nation will be maintained by armed scholars.